Fat Controller gave Gordon a rest when he came back from London. He told James to do his work. James got very conceited about it. "You know, little Toby," he said one day, "I'm an important engine now. Everybody knows it. They come in crowds to see me flash by. The heaviest train makes no difference. I'm as regular as clockwork. They all set their watches by me. Never late, always on time. That's me." "Says you," replied Toby cheekily. Toby was out on the main line. The Fat Controller had sent him to the works. His parts were worn. They clanked as he trundled along. He was enjoying his journey. He was a little engine, and his tanks didn't hold much water, so he often had to stop for a drink. He had small wheels, too, and he couldn't go fast. "Never mind," he thought. "The signalmen all know me. They'll give me plenty of time." But a new signalman had come to one of the stations. Toby had wanted to take Henrietta, but the Fat Controller had said, "No, what would the passengers do without her?" He wondered if Henrietta was lonely. Percy had promised to look after her, but Toby couldn't help worrying. "Percy doesn't understand her like I do," he said. He felt thirsty and tired. He'd come a long way. He saw a distant signal. "Good," he thought. "Now I can have a nice drink and rest in a siding till James has gone by." Toby's driver thought so too. They stopped by the water crane. His fireman jumped out and put the hose in his tank. Toby was enjoying his drink when the signalman came up. Toby had never seen him before. "No time for that," said the signalman. "We must clear the road for the express." "Right," said the driver. "We'll wait in the siding." "No good," said the signalman. "It's full of trucks. You'll have to hurry to the next station. They've got plenty of room for you there." Poor Toby clanked sadly away. I must hurry, he panted. But hurrying used a lot of water, and his tanks were soon empty. They damped down his fire and struggled on, but he soon ran out of steam and stood marooned on the main line, far away from the next station. The fireman walked back. He put detonators on the line to warn James and his driver, and then he hurried along the sleepers. "I'll tell that signalman something," he said grimly. James was fuming when Toby's fireman arrived and explained what had happened. "My fault," said the signalman. "I didn't understand about Toby." "Now, James," said his driver, "you'll have to push him." "What? Me?" snorted James. "Me push Toby and pull my train?" "Yes, you. Shan't." The driver and the fireman, the passengers and the guard all said he was a bad engine. All right, grumbled James. He came up behind Toby and gave him a bump. "Get on, you." James's driver made him push Toby all the way to the works. "Serves you right for being cross," he said. James had to work very hard. And when he reached the workstation, he felt exhausted. Some little boys ran along the platform. "Crew," said one, "the express is late. A double-header too. Do you know what I think? I think," he went on, "that James couldn't pull the train, so Toby had to help him." "Oh," said James, and disappeared in a cloud of steam. But Toby just smiled.
One evening, Percy was bringing stone trucks from the harbour. He had had a good day and was feeling extra pleased with himself. However, he was tired of his quarrel with Thomas and wanted to be friends again. He was so busy thinking how he would tell Thomas and Toby about his expert handling of the trucks that he forgot to keep a good lookout. Too late, he saw a broken branch hanging over the line straight in front of him. The branch hit his smoke box, broke away and crashed to the ground. "Ouch!" he exclaimed a moment later. Percy was more startled than hurt, but his front was still sore when he reached the shed. "It's your own fault," said Thomas unsympathetically. "You should have kept a better lookout. I've no patience with you." "Puh," retorted Percy huffily. He forgot about his good resolution and talked to Toby for the rest of the evening. Percy didn't speak to Thomas the next day either. "I say, Toby," he said in the shed that evening, "what's a drip, do you know?" Toby pondered. "It's when rain comes through a hole in your cab and the fireman hasn't got time to mend it," he decided at last. "That's silly," objected Percy. "I heard a boy on the platform call his friend one this afternoon. I'm sure he couldn't have come through a hole in my cab," he added earnestly. Thomas was tired of being ignored. "That's different," he interrupted loftily. "That boy thought his friend was being a coward, silly, or a spoilsport." Percy thought about this. "So if," he suggested reflectively, "if you stop me from doing something nice, would you be a drip, Tom?" "You're the drip," answered Thomas crossly. "Now go to sleep like a sensible engine and stop talking nonsense." Percy was offended. Instead of going to sleep, he became even more determined to pay Thomas out. Next day, when Thomas set out along the valley, he was trying to make up for lost time. Suddenly, there was a loud bang, and something hard hit the bottom of his left-hand water tank. "Ouch!" exclaimed Thomas and stopped. As he did so, he felt water splashing cold against his wheels. "One of your side rods has broken," said his driver. "It's swung up and punctured your tank. We'll have to get help." That afternoon, Percy was shunting. The station master came up. "Leave those trucks, please, Percy," he said. "Thomas has got a hole in his water tank. There's water dripping everywhere, and he can't get home on his own." Percy was still cross with Thomas. "I won't go," he said. "Thomas called me a drip. Let him jolly well stay there and drip himself." "But what about Annie and Clarabelle and the passengers?" reminded Percy's driver. "Do they deserve to stay out till night too?" Percy was sorry at once. "I forgot them," he said. "We must rescue them in case they turn into drips too." He hurried away. He found Thomas near the river. Everyone was glad to see him, and the passengers thanked him for coming. "I'm sorry if I was rude," said Thomas as Percy helped him back to the shed. "That tank of mine turned me into a bigger drip than we expected, didn't it? Can we be friends again, please?" Percy was delighted to agree.